Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be looking into my final Hurricane 2020 season forecast. We'll be taking a look at my forecast. We'll be also taking a look into a model run. We'll also be looking to the Climate Prediction Center and some analysis in the Enzo zone. But we're going to go on ahead and get started with my Hurricane 2020 season forecast here. I even have the numbers this time. Last time it's just where the areas will be pretty favorable for. Now I have the numbers of my thinking of how many storms we can have. So let's first take a look into where I think the areas would be favorable for. That was my phone buzzing. Um, where I think would put into some words here. Where do I think the environment will be most favorable for hurricanes? There we go. And the areas that I do believe is the main development region, uh, there's not a lot of wind shear or anything there because we are currently going into a La Nina, which I'll show you guys that in just a moment. But La Ninas does typically mean that a hurricane season, at least in the Atlantic, is active, but in the Eastern Pacific, it's less active. And I believe it's really just due to wind shear. But this large yellow area here, that's where the Bermuda high will be sticking around most of the time. So really your hurricanes, if anything does develop, will be going around that. Now there's going to be times where the Bermuda high will be strong and a little bit weaker. So that's why I do have the Authority area up here in the pink here, which is the coast of the Carolinas up into Maine. That's where we have some authorities. There could be a system that might go along the east coast, but we'll see about that. It just all depends on the Bermuda High. That's where that's what's going to be making these storms where it wants to go. These red areas here, this is where I'm thinking about the most favorable environment for hurricanes to form and where they could likely be developing or be ongoing. That means there is warmer than average sea surface temperatures, warmer than average, less wind shear. Malls are showing to be above average precipitation in these areas as well, which gives us a good indication that there's going to be tropical systems, above average tropical systems, but we're not really going to know how strong those will be. This orange area here, that's jeopardy. Some models are indicating that it could be dry, some others are indicating it'll be dry. I mean, a little bit wetter. I think that might have to do with some wind shear. Overall, the waters in those areas is going to be pretty warm. No doubt about it. Pretty much the entire Atlantic Ocean is pretty much warmer than normal. So, but I think going towards in the fall, I think things should calm down because the waters will be cooling down with all these systems that will be going by. So if you look right over here on the top right, this is where I have the my numbers here. So I'm thinking about total name storms. I think we'll see 17 to 20. I think 6 to 8 of those could be hurricanes, and 2 to 4 of those could be major hurricanes. And these red areas here, this is areas we need to watch here. Now, for example, here, a tropical system does develop in this red area in here, maybe like in this area here, continues westward. Could become a major hurricane at this point because of how warm the waters could be. A major hurricane can head towards Puerto Rico. Then when it gets to this orange area, there might be a little bit of wind shear, so it starts to calm down. But whenever it gets into the Gulf or even the Florida East Coast, starts to pick back up again, and the Gulf of Mexico is very warm. That's what contributed to the active severe weather season across Dixie Valley because the Gulf of Mexico was very warm. So, yeah, something about that there. But the average here, total named storms, on average is 11 13. 5 to 7 of those are hurricanes, and major hurricanes is usually 1 to 3 per year on average or per season. Now, keep in mind, hurricane season lasts for 6 months, half of the year. So you got the summer and the fall where hurricanes can be active. So hurricane season can go a long way. Severe weather seasons last 3 to 4 months, and hurricane seasons last for half of the year. So things could likely change towards to the fall here. And really, when you think about that, that's pretty far out there. But if you guys haven't heard from my last video or seen it, Tropical Tibbets does not work on my PC here. It's because I'm on a different version and it just doesn't fit the standards for Tropical Tibbets, so it doesn't work. If I try this here, I'm not the only person that has this issue. If I try to get on Tropical Tibbets, I get this. So, and Levi Cohen did mention about it, which he's the owner uh, for Tropical Tibbets. He doesn't really know how to fix this issue, so hopefully, maybe we could get that fixed soon. So yeah, but anyways, here the only model I can really show you guys for the hurricane season in long range is the Jamstack model. This is a Japanese model, and this was updated back into the 14th. And this is the F1 model, but we're going to average all these together because this is what we usually get here. So these are sea surface temperatures. Overall, pretty much everybody's warm. Slightly warm, at least 0.3 degrees Celsius warm for pretty much the entire area, and that is for the summer. Precipitation anomalies here, where I was talking about some of the dry area and stuff like that. Seems like some of them also been kind of shifting into the east. We've been seeing quite a bit of changes in the models uh, for the next few months. That's kind of expected, but we are really starting to see those changes starting to come. But where I had the very favorable region, you can see with the well above average precipitation there, you can also notice some above average precipitation in the Gulf of Mexico and even just east of Florida too, where I have it in place. Now surface air temperature anomalies here, you get your Bermuda highs right here. But you can also see some of these spots here of warmer than average. That kind of tells me that there's going to be times where the Bermuda high will be strong, which it can go all the way into the eastern United States, or maybe sometimes it will back off. So the Bermuda high will be the biggest question here. Will it be, if it's going to be very strong, then most of your hurricanes will go like this way towards the Gulf of Mexico in the Gulf Coast states. If it's weaker, then it can go towards the East Coast states. It's going to be that type of thing with this type of situation. Here's September and November here. Really, your Bermuda high is shifted pretty far to the west here, more at the East Coast. So there's probably going to be some times where it could probably go to the north. But really, most of the time, if anything develops over here, more than likely it's going to be go over the Caribbean and into the Gulf Coast. You can also see here there's also warmer than average uh, surface air temperatures up here that can also be, there could be some high pressure up in this regions here. So wherever it reaches to these areas in here, like Texas, the Gulf Coast states, it could be stationary, which is the worst case scenario. Kind of like Harvey, but hopefully we won't see that again because there was some catastrophic um, rainfall amounts, and I think the highest was 72 inches of rain. And that was in Louisiana. That is ridiculous amount of rain. But let's take a look into some other things. Precipitation anomalies here, and again, you can see some drier than normal conditions. I do believe there might be some higher. There could be some wind shear in those areas in there. But again, the Gulf Coast, ports of the Caribbean, wetter than normal. The main development region, which is right over here, it's also wetter than normal. If we go back to surface air temperatures, it's showing neutral phase. Now the CFS here is showing a moderate La Nina, but some officials have said that the CFS is overdoing it, so we don't really know how the Enzo is going to be going for the fall as of right now, but we really do know how the summer is going to be going with the Enzo. I think it'd be more of a weak La Nina, and I'll show you guys that right now here. And as you can see here, so this is below the surface here. which I'll zoom in here. So these blue colors here, these are below average temperatures here. And these are going towards the surface here. And what's causing this here is you got some strong winds going over here. That's what's making it cooler. If you don't have any winds going on, then it's going to create an El Nino. And this is back in the 18th, and today's the 31st. The time making this video, so they're going to be updating this tomorrow. They update this every Monday. You can even see here that the below average temperatures have started to come up. So this is an indication that we are starting to head towards a La Nina. Also, La Nina in the Enzo region does create some drier than normal conditions. So this is the stuff that we are going to have to watch here. If we're going to have a maybe perhaps a moderate La Nina, which is possible, it's going to be very favorable for the hurricane season. And this is the precipitation from the Climate Prediction Center here. We're only going to be looking at precipitation, which it kind of gives us the key of what they're kind of thinking here. And this is June, July, and August in a 3-month average. And as you can see here, they got above average precipitation in these areas in here, even including up here, but I believe that could be some severe weather trying to happen up there. And in my thinking, which I will release a June 2020 forecast very soon. Tomorrow's going to be June, and that's what I plan on doing because the Kansas model updates tonight. So, and also hurricane season begin. The first day is tomorrow. Keep in mind of that. So, really, what they have is a 60 to 70% chance of being above average here. So, this is what this is giving me indication that there's going to be some active hurricanes, tropical cyclones that could be getting into the southeastern United States and making them wetter than normal. Now, let's go back here. So we were just looking at that one. You can see here, it's a little bit different here. It actually kind of shifts to the east coast. My thinking is the Bermuda high might be starting to get a little weaker for that to happen. And so this is the fall here. As you can see here, the peninsula of Florida is really above average. The only area there's a below average regions across Arkansas, but this is likely going to change here. This is an experimental thing. Uh, and keep in mind, this is the Climate Prediction Center, and they can go pretty far out. It can go out to next year. They could go out 1 year if they want to. So, yeah. And I don't believe a lot of people know this here either. So, glad I found this here. But keep in mind, this is experimental. So, this is unofficial long-range forecasts. So, they're kind of testing this and stuff like that. So, I'll take a good check of these maps here of a grain of salt, but really if you're looking to like June into like the next season, like the summer, it'll be more accurate. But anyways, guys, this is all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this hurricane season 2020 forecast. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you guys got questions about this, you can put in the comment section down below. I will answer your guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.